God. Yo, to get a microphone. Microphones are cool, by the way. You kiss a microphone, you sound like God. Right on? So, what I do, I like to answer questions, man. I feel like if I go into some monologue, it's going to be some stuff that people have heard before. So what I really dig is people ask me questions. You can ask me anything you want. I will not necessarily answer. Right on. So, there's a mic right there. If anybody is brave enough, who's brave? Yeah, go! Yeah! Hell yeah! You are beautiful. Thank you.
I'm intending to.
I'm reading lips. I'm beautiful, I take it. I heard that. Thank you. Hey, can we get the mic live? Oh, here, stage left. House right? No. Go like this. Testing the mic, testing the mic. Testing the beautiful, beautiful mic.
Testing the mic.
Rock and roll.
Cool.
Oh, you got two old mics now. Use the power. Put them up. Whoa.
I know. I loved you on Hawaii Five-0. Did your character really die? Oh, of course not.
No. My character, the producer explained to me that I was just like the old Hawaii Five-0. There was one character, I forget, Mr. Howe or something like that. He was a big, tall, bald guy, apparently. But he was always behind all the, McGarrett would try to get the bad guy. At the end of the episode, he would get the bad guy. But then at the end of the episode, he would find out it was always Mr. Howe. Right? And that's me. So the producer, thank you. The producer told me I'm going to be in for like 2 or 3 episodes a year. But we're going to talk about you constantly. You're going to be Mr. Cool. So don't worry about it. And by the way, about Hawaii Five-0, Alec, who is the lead, is awesome. Total gentleman. And he's a certified fight stunt choreographer for film in Australia. Right? And I'm certified on stage in America, right? So we're taking the transpo van in, and Alan's just going, man, these stunt guys are making me mad, man. They're always telling me how safe they're going to make it for me. And, oh, I don't have to worry, and all this stuff. And I'm like, Alan, man, just chill. It's a relationship, man. We're going to get in there, we're going to give them a printable take on take 1 or 2 of the master of this fight, and after that, they're going to respect us just fine. And we get in there, and sure enough, the fight crew, the same people that did the Bourne movies, so they're like the top dogs, right? And they're like, oh, don't worry, we're going to cut it up for you. Don't worry, you won't be hurt, right? And Alex and I just wink at each other, and then we give the master in 1 take, and both the stuntmen just they kind of go like this. They sit down. I got in for 2 takes on that whole thing. Yeah, right on. Hello.
Hi.
I love your hat, by the way. See, I'm a single parent with a 13-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy, and so if you're feeling my ego, and when I get back home, it's going to be all like, Dad, you don't know me, you don't know anything. So, thank you. I'm drinking this up. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Smallville, and I know you're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. Last time Brainiac was sent to like 1,000 years in the future, I was wondering if you could tell us anything about the episode you're going to be in this season.
I'm on kind of a clamp down. Yeah! Does anybody read the Superman comic books? Yeah! Okay, so we won't talk about Smallville. We'll talk about the DC Comics. Okay? Brainiac 5 comes from the distant future, the 35th century.
Yes, you love that.
Right? And I made the decision that I stopped being evil because it was illogical. And I joined with Kal-El to save the world over and over and over again, over hundreds and thousands of years. But Kal-El was mortal, and he eventually died. And he didn't teach me enough to keep the world together. And in the 35th century, every human being liquefied.
Ew.
And convince Kal-El to make certain different decisions so that doesn't happen. Right? So I come up, I'm like they give me the script and I'm like, oh, this has ramifications. This has deep ramifications. And I had a weekend in the hotel to be with myself, and I cooked up all this liquefaction of people and all these images in my head. I got on set, and the director is a French guy. He's like, you are a fucking genius. You're fucking amazing. But calm down. So hopefully all that stuff's in my back pocket when you watch it.
Oh, so is there anything you gotta hug?
I'm sorry, but I can't hug. You are eminently huggable, and I'm in need of a hug, actually, but I've been told that leads to bad things. You're beautiful. Harry F. Dresden, brother. How
I'm here. They took the second mic away. I was going to use my power.
Well, it's probably going to blow up on you.
I shouldn't be touching it. Quickly, like I'm the third person asking a question. I've got a big, complicated question. Christopher Reeve, when he was talking about Superman, and he was talking about getting into the character, he said, I don't really act. I put the suit on, get in front of the camera, and it acts for me, because that kind of costume can't help but just be the character.
Yeah.
So in your process, when you're coming up with, I mean, all these off-the-wall characters, you got Captain John, Spike, friggin' Brainiac, everything. How does the costume inform your character and your process, and then how does that change when you're doing, like, an audiobook?
That's a really good question. What you hope for is that the costume reinforces the choices that you've already made. And I hate to be weird, but all those weird characters, those are me. I have to believe that acting is not really about putting a mask on. It's not about fooling the audience into believing that you're something other than you are. It's about taking the mask off. The mask that we all have in public that makes us all acceptable and everything. And if you take that off and just be your weird self, and if they film that, and if they can keep it in focus, it's usually fairly interesting.
That's why we get a lot of cosplayers. They get the same feeling. They put their costume on, and they feel like they can be themselves.
Yeah, and you know what, by the way, and you have the best Harry Dresden costume I've ever seen in my life. I was at the very first Star Trek convention in 1978 in Oakland, California, right? And I was there with my pointed ears and the communicator I made for myself, you know, carved out of balsa wood, and I had my eyebrows all, you know, erased and put it up, and I had a big blonde afro, right? And I was never more beautiful in my life. These conventions are deeply beautiful. These conventions remind me of a Grateful Dead concert or a Burning Man convention. It is everyone can be beautiful, and if you want to be Harry Dresden, yeah!